In this video, I'm going to be tasting Tiger Gin, and we're going to be reviewing it, and we're going to be telling you which tonic waters, in my opinion, work best with this gin. So stay tuned. Hey gin fans, and I want to thank you for stopping by and watching my gin review videos. Today's video, as I've mentioned, is Tiger, and it's a really humbling feeling for me today, actually, this one, because a lovely lady that I've never met, Alison Fisk, hello Alison, has been watching a couple of my videos. We are sort of connected on a Facebook group that we're both part of, but she's been watching my videos. She contacted me and said, Steve, I'm marketing a gin and I would love you to try it on your channel. So lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, a padded envelope came through my door with a couple of these little samples. This one's a gin and this one's a vodka. So really humbling feeling that someone's actually wants me to review their gin on my channel. So really humbling feeling. Thank you very much, Alison. I'm looking forward to trying it. I'll be honest, I've cracked the bottle. I haven't tried it. I haven't even smelt it yet. I've cracked it to set up and that's it. So that little bit left in the bottom of the bottle there is for me to try. As you can see, we're 2 tonic waters shorter today. We just got the 10 because obviously I've had to leave myself 10ml to try the gin neat. So I've just got sort of 10 tonic waters to test out today. So we'll see which one works. So if you're just stopping by this channel, these videos for the first time, hi, I'm Steve the Barman. If you don't know that, hello. So the whole premise of this and the videos that I roll out, we've got 2 things going on. Firstly, Wednesdays and Sundays, I normally do gin review videos. We take a gin, we test it, we taste it, we see what tonic waters work well with it. So that's Wednesdays and Sundays. And then on Fridays, I've got something quite newish that I've started rolling out called Gin Spiration. How do you like that? Gin Inspiration, very simple long mixed drinks you can make for yourselves at home over the weekend. I'll tell you where to get all the ingredients from. That's what these videos are all about. I'm just helping you find out more about gin and the gins that you love. So if you're still watching, if you've not got bored and switched away yet, then give me a thumbs up. I'd love you to give me a thumbs up. Love some interaction. Even if it's a sad face or an angry face, if you don't like me, just give me something. Let me know you're watching. And comments. Give me a comment if you've tried Tiger Gin. If you've tried any of the gins that I reviewed before, give me a comment to let me know if you've tried the combination and you think that you really like it as well. Let me know that. And give me a comment to let me know any gins that you would like me to feature on my channel as well. Open to suggestions as well. I've got 5 or 6 now that I need to get on with, but these will start rolling out. August quietens down for me a little bit, so I will be able to roll out quite a few more videos, I'm hoping. And then we get into autumn. So any gins that you want me to review, hit me up in the comments and I'll get right on it. Right, let's cut with the waffle. Let's get on with the gin tasting. In my little bit of research that I've tried to find out about them, they're a Shropshire-based gin. And Alison did tell me earlier, I couldn't find it, and I've completely forgotten to write it down in my notes in front of me. But I think she said Tiger was launched in 2016. Again, I haven't gone into the details too much, but I know there was a bit of a legal battle between them and Heineken about the brand Tiger. Obviously, it's the beer. I'm guessing that's the whole legal ramifications. I'm not sure. All I know is that they won, so Tiger Gin obviously won, because it's called Tiger. So that's all I really know about that. But the little bit of research I did with Tiger. Yes, in 2017 they won one of the biggest awards that you can get in the spirits world, and that is the San Francisco World Spirit Awards. And when I say won, they actually got a silver, which in itself is still an amazing achievement considering they've been only on the go for a couple of years now. So absolutely amazing achievement. Well done to you guys. That is brilliant, because there was a lot of products out there that would love to even get mentioned in the San Francisco Spirit Awards, let alone get a silver or a bronze or a gold or anything like that. So hats off to you guys. As I say, researching this gin, looked at the Botanicals. Very standard Botanicals. Now there's a story on there on the website that you can see that JJ, I think his name is Jeff, came up with the idea, and he actually outsources his distilling. He says within 30 minutes of where he is. Now they don't actually go, they don't tell you who distills it, but for those of us in the industry that have got a little bit of knowledge about gins and outsourcing and distilling and all that kind of stuff, it isn't that hard to work out that I'm pretty safe to say that I think Langley's up in the West Midlands distills this. Now, that's not a bad thing, because Langley's in themselves are a fantastic distiller. When I drop some of the brands that they actually distill, which might surprise some of you as well, you'll realise why that they why this gin has won an award. The only thing I would say though, with my limited knowledge of Langley's, is that when they distill for smaller distilleries, they tend to use their core, and I think it's 9 or 10 botanical recipe as their base spirit, and then they allow their distilleries, in this case Tiger, to add 1, 2, maybe 3 secret or other botanicals into the mix to create a very different gin. So what I'm actually expecting when I taste it is I'm expecting to get a very strong hint of some of the gins that I've used a lot in the past. And this is why I say it's not a bad thing that Langley's actually distill this, because for quite a few years in my business I have actually used the likes of Brocker's gin and Langley's number 8 as pouring gin. They actually also distill Boxer gin, which for those of you on my events will see those blue bottles that I use quite regularly. That is all right. I have swapped over to Beefeater now, but for a good year or so, sorry Nick if you're watching this from ID Brands, but Boxer gin, they distill that as well. So we've got a very, very classic kind of pouring, what I call pouring London dry gins, anything around the £18-20 mark. That's what I call pouring gins, not the £14-15, but the premium sort of things. But also, here's a couple of brands that I'm going to drop for you as well. And I think I'm right in saying that Langley's actually distill Martin Miller's gin and Whitley Neal gin as well. I think they are responsible for those two. They might have taken them in-house now, I'm not sure, but I know that Langley's did distill, or still do, Whitley Neal gins and Martin Miller's gins. So they are very, very, very good at what they do. So there is no way that this is going to be a bad gin. Absolutely no way. So hats off to Langley's, hats off to the Tiger gin, because I know this is going to be great. I'd love to know what the secret botanicals in there. I might actually be able to taste them. Who knows? But let's get into. And just to let you know that the botanicals that they use and why it can be quite easy to pick up the fact that this is Langley's. We've got the sort of normal botanicals that you would use. We've got the juniper, the coriander and the angelica. Now the big hint in this is the juniper comes from the Balkans. So I know that Langley's don't use Tuscan or Italian juniper. They do use Balkan juniper. Don't know why. It's up to them. They might think it's better. I know there's arguments for Italian juniper, and I know there's arguments for other juniper out there as well. So no idea there. We also know that we've got orange and lemon peel from Spain, and the other 5 botanicals that go into the majority of Langley's base spirits. We've got cassia bark, we've got licorice, we've got nutmeg, we've got cinnamon, and we've got orris root as well. So they are the sort of classic Langley's botanicals. And then what we know from this gin as well, we've got 2 other secret ingredients. So let's get on and try the gin. I've got my lovely gin balloon. If you haven't got these, there's links in the show notes of where you can get them from. Again, I'm going to plop my nice big, I've got other ice cubes stuck to it, my nice big 5cm ice cube. Going to shout out these again. If you haven't got them, get them. They're about £8 on Amazon now. Links in the show notes. £8 for 2 of them, so you get 16 ice cubes. And believe me, people are wowed by this, because when I use these on events, people love them. I only use 2 great big ice cubes in my gin balloons for doing events, but they just are lovely. The ice doesn't melt so quick, so you haven't got a nice watered down gin and tonic. You've just got a lovely gin and tonic. Plenty of room for the garnish, plenty of room for gin and tonic. There we go. I've got my 10ml left in my bottle. Let's just have a... There we go. Little whiff. So let's have a little smell. So straight away, I know from the smell that's a very unmistakable kind of, I don't want to keep saying Langley's gin, but it's a very unmistakable kind of thing. I honestly couldn't actually tell that much difference between Boxer and Brocker's gin that I actually use. And yes, there was botanical difference, but me personally, I couldn't really taste the difference. So let's try it. For me, I would not put that out there as a martini gin or a sipping gin. I think that's definitely a gin that's got to be mixed with tonic water. And this is something that I've learned as well, the juniper taste. I've got a very different juniper taste to Bulldog or Sipsmith or even Tanqueray and gins like that. It's a very, very different juniper taste. So I don't know quite why it's different. Obviously it's juniper from a different region. But for me, that's what I would call a very traditional old style gin. And that's why I'm not really recommending that as a martini gin. Let's see what it tastes like, because when we get gins like this, I know full well that as soon as you mix them with tonic water, they come alive. So let's get on and taste it. For those of you who have not seen this before, what I do is I use these little tasting glasses. We have 5 ml of gin in there alongside 15 ml of tonic water. It's experiment conditions, so every single one of these is exactly the same. It's a 1:3 ratio, because I believe that is the perfect ratio for drinking gin and tonics. Any more than that, so if you go to a pub and you order a single or a double and they put the whole bottle of tonic water in, it's just completely drowned your gin and tonic. 1:3. To give you some idea, if you ordered a double in your bars, in your pubs or bars, a double, you would still only need that much tonic water going into your drink. 3/4 of the bottle. You don't need the whole bottle. Let's get on and try some of these tonic waters now. So first up, I've got normal Fever Tree tonic water. That works exceptionally well. Now this is really funny, because if you watch the last video I did, which was Bullard Strawberry and Black Pepper, Fever Tree didn't, it just clashed. Massive clash for me. That works very, very well. That's a really lovely gin and tonic. Oh, that's going to take some beating. Right, this is Schweppes 1783, their crisp tonic water. They launched this at the start of 2018. It's their premium version of normal that. We forget. So the marketing, everyone thinks Fever Tree is the best tonic water simply because of Fever Tree's marketing. They came out with a strapline of 2/3 of, if 3/4 of your drink is the mix, or why compromise. I think it's changed now. If 3/4 of your drink is the mix, mix with the best, something like that. We forget, we dismiss Schweppes' marketing ploy. They are the creator of bubbles, and for the scientists amongst you, the bubbles, that's where all the flavour is, and the taste in the air. I know for a fact that Schweppes' tonic waters, their bubbles last a lot longer than Fever Tree. So there's whole different camps of fans. I'm personally a Schweppes fan. I like Schweppes tonic waters more than I do Fever Tree, because I don't like the bitterness and the quinine. But as we see when we do more and more of these gin and tonic reviews, we see that some tonic waters, some gins I should say, work exceptionally well with Fever Tree, whereas they don't work with Schweppes. So these reviews are really interesting for me, as well as they are for you guys, I'm hoping. Right, let's get into this. Let's stop waffling, get onto it. I think I prefer Fever Tree, actually. That's going to be interesting. This is Schweppes 1783 Light. The reason why I use their light and no one else's is their light is a subtly different taste. It's a slight hint of grapefruit in there. A lot of the other slimlines and light tonic waters on the market are just a cut back sugar version of their normal tonic water. Schweppes 1783 have gone a different route. They've created a different tasting tonic water. So this is Schweppes 1783 Light. Wow. And that's the first gin for me that I like. I really like that, actually. In the gin, if you haven't watched the previous videos, for me it just lacks a bit of sugar in some of the gins. This one just seems to work really well. Quite happily drink that. Right, normal Schweppes. And there we go. That's really funny. That for me, the tonic water just really overpowers the gin for me. Isn't that funny how that... I can see why people they go in one camp. I've had a lot of reviews now where Schweppes have beaten Fever Tree hands down. For me, it's all about Fever Tree so far in this one. Let's just see Franklin's and Sons. Right, there's no comparison. That has to go with that. As a plain tonic water, that has to go with that. If you want to try something different, I'd recommend Franklin's and Sons normal tonic water. And in third place, I would go the crisp, the 1783 light, sorry. Then the crisp, then that in last place. That's really bizarre. As I say, I'm not a Fever Tree fan, I'm more of a Schweppes fan, but Fever Tree really works with Tiger. That's quite interesting. Right, let's see the flavours. We've got some, I've got the black rosemary and black olive. I've been dying to try this with a normal sort of classic gin as well. So first up, Fever Tree Mediterranean. Oh, that's a good drink. Oh, that's a really good drink. Love that. Fever Tree Aromatic Tonic Water. For those of you who don't know what the aromatic tonic water is, just think Angostura bitters. Think pink gin, the original pink gin from the late 90s, early 2000s, before the raspberry gins and all that came out. Pink gin was a gin and tonic with a dash of Angostura bitters. That's what that is. Oh, goodness. I tell you what, Fever Tree are romping this one. That's another really nice drink. This is the one I've been waiting for. This is Franklin's and Sons Rosemary and Black Olive Tonic Water. Now, they launched these down in Bible Live at the start of July. When I say these, they've got these 4 tonic waters here. We've got cucumber, elderflower and cucumber. I should call it, say it the other way around, because I think it's more cucumber than elderflower. Anyway, elderflower with a hint of cucumber. Pink grapefruit and bergamot. Rosemary and black olive, and we've got rhubarb and hibiscus, designed to go with completely different gins. This one is the rosemary and black olive. This was the one I looked at and thought, no, I am not trying that. That is just weird. Got forced to try it. It was my favourite one out of the 4. Bizarre. Right. Woohoo! I'll tell you what. I'm going back to try this neat. The reason why I've just gone back to try that neat, I didn't pick it up first time. I'm not sure what the secret botanicals are. I've just tried this and I've got a very subtle hint of peppery spice coming out of that. I think I could pick up again on that. Don't know. I'm useless at picking out flavours. Once people tell me what the flavours are, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it is. I don't know. I've got a peppery thing going on. That's lovely. Really, really like that. Right, gin and ginger. This is Tiger and Schweppes 1783 Golden Ginger Ale. Fast becoming my favourite ginger ale. There's just something about it. Really, really nice. Did you know gin and ginger was invented in Northern Ireland? There you go. Oh, that's really good as well. I tell you what, this little bottle, it's all gone. This Tiger gin is just working exceptionally well here. And that's what, do you know what, that's what Langley's do so well. But the thing about them is they work, and that's why I kind of used Brocker's and Langley's number 8 in the past, because they just work so well with lots of different mixers and cocktails. So that's really good. Right. This is the last one. Grapefruit with, this is Franklin & Sons grapefruit and a hint of bergamot. For those with a bitter palate, I've not helped you at all in this video. All I'm going to tell you is, for me, the gin, it's too harsh for me to drink neat. I don't think it works neat. I think you would be unimpressed if you had that in a martini. If you get martini wise, like Tanqueray 10 or something like that, even a fruitier version, I think that's more martini gins. However, as a classic gin, plain gin if you want to call it that, mixing with tonics, do you know what? I think that's head and shoulders above Bulldog that I've done recently, and gins like that. That I'm struggling to pick a gin to pick a tonic water this doesn't work with. Oh, what do I try it? I tell you what, try them all, but I guarantee it that you will love Fever Tree as a plain tonic water more than any of those. Guarantee that, hands down. That's not just my palate. I'm going to speak for everyone there. That is definitely a Fever Tree combo. For those, they all work. They all work exceptionally well. So if you want something with a slight hint of fruit going on, definitely try the Mediterranean. If you want something a bit more traditional, the Angostura bitters, I would urge you to get some of that as well. There's links in the show notes where you can get that from. Gin and ginger. I love my ginger. That works exceptionally well. And if you want, this actually is the most bitter drink combination on here. Pink grapefruit and bergamot. So if you've got a really bitter palate, I would go for that. But yeah, hats off, Tiger. I tell you what, whatever those two secret botanicals are, they just seem to work really well as a gin and tonic. So fair play to you. That's been my review. I hope you've liked that. Alison, thank you again for sending that through. I haven't told you where you can get it. I'll drop you links again in the show notes of where you can get it. I think you might be able to get it direct from them. But thedrinkshop.com and Amazon is quite expensive. I make no bones about that. It's about £38 a bottle. That, I think, is actually very, very expensive for other gins. However, I can't lie, it works exceptionally well with all of those. Probably the best gin and tonic I've had with Fever Tree tonic water. So that's a statement. Best, let's rephrase that, best plain gin and tonic I've had with Fever Tree. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried Tiger. Let me know which tonic water you think works best. Let me know if you've actually tried it with Schweppes and prefer Schweppes to Fever Tree, because I'd be really interested in that, because as I keep saying, I am a Schweppes person, and this time out Fever Tree smashes it hands down. So that's been Tiger. This will go out Wednesday or Sunday, I'm not sure, I've lost track. I'm batching at the moment because it's my birthday coming up, so I'm trying to get loads of videos done. But Wednesdays and Sundays we've got gin reviews, and Fridays we've got gin inspiration. So I'll catch you really, really soon. I've been Steve the Barman. Thank you for watching.